this you?
I'm here with Phillip Farland, the owner of Ember and Oak Cigar, Mobile Cigar Lounge.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we met at
Cigar Bank.
Cigar Bank, yeah. So we met at Cigar Bank, and when you told me that you had a cigar lounge, so we had this conversation real briefly. Immediately, I'm going to you had a truck,
Yep.
but you said you don't have a truck. So explain to the people your business, like what is?
So, first, my business model came from noticing that when I went to events, there were not a lot of cigar vendors or lounges that were inviting. Like,
Okay.
a lot of times you have individuals that have a cigar lounge, which is amazing inside, but that's what it is. It's amazing inside. It's like you're in a secluded zone, which is not the idea that I have for cigars. But when I think of cigars, it's inviting. It's somewhere where you go to relax and enjoy yourself,
Right.
and you're at peace. So for me, like I said, I love mobile cigar lounges. I love the being inside watching TV, but I hate being in that zone where I feel like I'm in VIP and I'm separated from the world.
Okay.
Like I want to be able to interact and see what's going on outside.
Right.
So when I came up with Ember and Oak, I was like, I want something different. I don't want a traditional tent.
Okay.
But I came across this idea with blow up. So I have everything is blow up. My chairs, my tables, the actual tent itself. And when I put it up, it's more inviting. It gives you a different theme, and people want to join in. They want to, see what the new cigar is. They want to sit down, and it's inviting. It's open, and you don't feel like you're separated, or you have to, quote unquote, go into a special zone to smoke.
Right.
Right. It's one of those things where, to me, cigars have been, eye-opening. Like I was working, my corporate job, I was stressed.
Okay.
So cigars became a peaceful place for me.
Yeah.
So,
For me too.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted. I wanted a sense of peace, a sense of enjoyment where anyone can fellowship and, enjoy. Whether you're new to cigars or a veteran, you can enjoy it and feel at peace because, that's what the cigar community is about. It's about, inviting people in, having fun together, collaborating together, and working towards a common goal.
So what has been the highlight of starting this business up? Like you said, you was coming from the corporate world. Are you still in the corporate world?
No.
This is completely it.
Yes.
So what was that moment where you realized like, oh, I can leave the corporate world and do this full time? Like what was going on at that time?
Well, technically COVID happened. So I was managing manufacturing facility, and COVID happened, and it was a high stress time for me. Literally,
Yeah. We're still recording. Yeah.
I gained a lot of weight. I was like 235 pounds. I was stressed. I was dealing with, pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, and I didn't get to enjoy the things I wanted to do in life. Like I was working 60 plus hours a week. And, I invested in a lot, had some properties and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I always want to do a cigar lounge. Cigars have been big in my life. Let me step out on faith. And that's what I did.
So you just completely just left the job and said, I'm going
I did.
this way.
I did.
Wow. Yeah. That's very commendable because myself, like I said, we met at the Cigar Bank. And one of the reasons why I started working there is because one day I want to start my own cigar lounge.
Yes.
And so I wanted to learn the business side of it. Like
Right.
I know the entertainment side of it. We're gonna have some cigars. You're gonna have something to drink, and
Absolutely.
you're gonna sit down. Again, the fellowship part. Everybody's gonna sit there. They're gonna have, they're gonna watch TV, watch the game. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like that whole thing. You understand that part, but the business side of it, I just couldn't. the question I kept asking myself was, how did you make money in the cigar lounge?
Right.
That was, and so even to this day, that's still my biggest,
Right.
like now my biggest fear is like I don't want to invest all this money into a cigar spot,
Exactly.
and then all I'm selling is cigars and stuff like that, and it's just like, well, where's the big money at when it comes to cigars?
Correct.
I mean, because most people outside of the industry, they look at a cigar lounge and they think it's a club.
Right.
So when you think about it as a club, okay, well, we're paying money at the door.
Yes.
And then you're paying for your drinks.
Right.
And if they're serving food,
Right.
you're paying for food. But in the cigar lounge, most of them, there is no door fee.
Exactly.
Like you're just walking in and
Exactly.
and what I learned was most cigar spots, you know, if you because I always thought that, you know, if you didn't buy a cigar from there, you know, you can still bring in your own cigars.
Right.
And so I learned that most cigar places, like, okay, well, they serve, like they'll offer like a cut fee or
Yes.
something, like you have to
Yes.
still pay to smoke your own cigars in
Yes.
there. So, but most people don't do that. They'll
Bring them in and
bring
smoke
them
anyway.
in and smoke them anyway. And so we're just learning all of that. I was just like, yeah, but how are they making money? So that was always my
Right.
biggest fear as far as like opening up my own spot.
So-
But you was able to cut past all of that
Yes.
and just say, okay, not just having a mobile cigar lounge, like again, I'm thinking a trailer and
Yes.
you decked it out really nice, so on and so forth. You just said, no, I'm just gonna have an inflatable tent style setup to where I can do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So have you had any pushback when you're trying to get into some of these, like get your venue into some of these places and set up?
Actually, I've had no pushback. The only thing I've had, like when the weather changes, it gets cold. So of course, having a trailer is better.
Okay.
But generally, when I go places, everybody's like, "I've never seen this before. Can
Yeah.
you do my event?"
Right.
Like I get a lot of great feedback. And I want to go back to your point about the cigar lounge.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So like I said, I want to do a cigar lounge as well.
Okay.
My big thing is I want to get the name out there because, you know, like with a cigar lounge, sometimes you need a name because
Okay.
they're not going to follow you if they don't know. They'll be like, oh, well, there's a smoke shop. And it's like, no, when you think about fellowship, you think Cam Newton.
Right. Yeah.
Right, and some of these
so it's
other
kind of like
places-
he's coined that now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the key thing. And with cigars, it's more about people liking you. Because again, it's a community. So if people like you, they'll patronize. So kind of like when I show up, when people see my logo, they're like, oh yeah, that's Phil. Let me go get some cigars.
Yeah.
So that's the way I wanted to start. I was like, you know, I don't want to just go out and start a cigar lounge. Nobody knows who I am. You know, they might just come in and buy a cigar and leave. I wanted to be like, I want them to understand when I set up, I'm setting up an atmosphere. So
Right.
if you come into my lounge, like let's go to Phil's lounge, because everywhere he goes, he sets up an atmosphere that you know anyone can come enjoy.
Yeah. And that's what I've learned working at the cigar bank is that a lot of people want to come in and they're surprised by the ambiance.
Yes.
They're surprised by it because I guess most cigar lounges is just a room, a nice spot, has some nice chairs in there, but it's real smoky. It's not it's not a vibe. It's
Right.
just you're in there smoking cigars and you know, again, the stigma of a lot of old men
Yes.
just in there just smoking
Yes.
up the spot, just
Yes.
stinking up. But when you go in there, it looks really nice. Like they really like put some detail
Absolutely.
into it. And so
Absolutely.
I learned from, you know, a lot of the customers that come in there, it's just like when they see the lounge for the first time, they're like, oh my God, like I wasn't expecting
Right.
to see this.
Right.
And then for the ones that are regulars in there, they'll say, like, I just like it's comfortable.
It is.
It's inviting, it's
is.
comfortable, and I can just sit back and just feel like because we have some that like they'll literally close the place down with us.
Oh yeah.
They'll come in from the time we open to the time we close and just
Absolutely.
sit there and just relax, and we got the nice music playing and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So do you find yourself in that same situation? Like you just said it, like people like the atmosphere, they like
Right.
the vibe and so on and so forth.
Right.
So what is, other than that, like are your selection of cigars like really big, or is it like your customers kind of
Yes.
refer you to like, okay, we like these type of cigars?
Both. So I go for popular brands because you know you have some people who are newer and they like brands like, you know, Monte Cristos, your Perdumos, something that's comfortable.
Yeah.
And then you have customers that have a little more refined palate, and they want, you know, something higher. Maybe, you know, they may be familiar with El Pupo. They may want a Toro Fuentes, you know, different type of cigars. So depending on the event, like today we're at the Shack event at Crystal Lake, or Sheriff Scandrett event at Crystal
Okay.
Lake. I purposely went and got a different palette of cigars. So, like the Enclave has been huge. A great cigar came out in March of this year. But, you have individuals that they love Plasencia. So I got an arrangement of Plasencias. Cohibas, I made sure I had Cohibas. Because I know, and Tabacs, like something simple as Tabac.
Yeah.
You have certain clients that in certain arenas, whether, a birthday party or whatever, but certain clients like different things. And, when you're on the golf course, it's good to have an assortment because you have so many different palettes. Like I sell Tatianas.
Yeah.
They fly.
Women love those,
Yeah,
right?
they love them.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of men.
A lot of men love them.
Yeah.
Too. I know my grandfather loved Tatianas a lot. Yeah, I remember seeing that in his
Yeah, so it's like you it's kind of like a business. Like they say in business, you can't run a business according to how you want it to run. You got to run it according to how your clientele,
market, yeah.
right, to the market.
So, do you have to kind of do a little, like somebody hire you to come out, or somebody invites you to come out to their business or to their event to set up? Do you do any type of research to kind of find out, like, okay, what kind of crowd is going to be there?
Definitely.
Okay.
So generally, if someone calls me, I'll ask him, what is your particular palate, or what are your friends like, to get a kind of gauge it.
Okay.
Because I don't want to go out there, just I'm gonna go and get all Plasencias because I know because it doesn't work like that.
Right.
So I will potentially, ask what do you like or what do your friends normally get, so I can have a roundabout kind of idea of, okay, I need to make sure I have several boxes of this because I know they'll sell.
Right.
And matter of fact, I was in a position not too long ago where I had a client, a normal client, and he loves the Pappy Van Winkle, which is an outstanding cigar, and the El Pupo, which is an outstanding cigar. And, I went out and bought a whole new box, but I only put, half the box in there of each because I was like, I don't know how big the party was. It was, he had about 75 people, and they bought them all within 5 minutes.
Wow.
5 minutes, and I had a whole nother. I had another box of El Pupo and another half a box of Pappy Van Winkle that I could have sold because I was like, okay, they only gonna want a few,
right?
Thinking that it wouldn't move.
It wasn't gonna move that quickly,
right?
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's why I don't even think about it. I'm like, okay, I know this clientele, and I know he loves the Pappy, so I should just put the whole box in there.
So how has it been? So how long have you been doing this business again?
About a year and a half, just over a year and a half.
Year and a half. So how has it been, like, trying to get the name out there?
Actually, it's been great. So I was able to build relationships with like golf courses, restaurants and stuff like that. So it's been great. Like, especially at the golf courses, like I'll meeting people and networking. I'll have people come out. Like today, I've already had 3 people come out and say, "Hey, I got a golf event. I need you to be there."
Okay.
So my brand gets out there, my name gets out there, and I've had nothing but great experiences.
Really?
Yeah.
So is the stress going away now? No high blood pressure?
Oh my God.
No...
Oh my God. Life is so much better.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
It's so much better.
So when you start your own business, and this is one thing that I noticed when I started my media company, is that you have to be the everything, right?
Yes.
So for you, what was it like or did you go in knowing that you was going to be the everything, or did you discover like, oh my God, I got to learn how to do this? What was the biggest challenge for you?
So I actually went into it knowing that I was going to be everything. Marketing, purchasing, all the procurement, all that stuff. So I planned for that, right? At this point, I'm trying to build a team. And I think that's been the hardest part, trying to build a team that is passionate about it. Because you don't want to get someone who just sells because it doesn't work out. Like, you got to be passionate about it, want to know about the information, be comfortable and relax, because this isn't a pressure thing. This is enjoyment, right? We're not trying to push T-shirts or anything like that.
Not yet.
Right, not yet.
It's gonna be some merch.
Future, right,
yeah,
right,
it's gonna be some merch.
Right. But yeah, this has been a very eye-opening experience, and kind of like you were saying, like getting people to purchase. Like, there'll be events where I'll have people that'll buy sticks, and those same guys will come back and they won't buy anything because they still have sticks, right? So it's one of those things where I gotta kind of judge the market as well, because like I said, when I'm here, if I come to Crystal Lake, right, for a golf course or a golf event, and then come for maybe like a special event they have. I may not sell at the special event because people may have purchased at the golf event. Or if I have a special event, they may purchase at the special event, and then when it comes to the golf course, it's just they're not purchasing as much, right?
All right, so yeah, so you teamed up with Andy. So how did that come about?
So a friend of mine actually introduced me. I was doing some events, and I was looking for a whiskey vendor, and she was like, "Hey, my friend Andy, she has her own whiskey brand, Den of Thieves. I think you guys can do some good work together."
Okay.
So we did our first event together, and it was a hit.
Okay.
Because when we meshed cigars with whiskey, that always goes together, right?
Right. Yeah.
So then we started doing more and more events. Like we did Morris Brown's homecoming, and we're here at Sheriff's Gandrit, and it's just been we've been able to work very well together, right? And that's what I'm saying. That's when you build relationships, and you can trust that person. You know that they're working to build their brand just like you're working to build yours.
The one thing that I noticed once I started working at Cigar Bank and started talking with different people that came in there was how great the networking was over smoking a cigar.
Yes.
Like, it's not like going into a regular bar where you're drinking alcohol.
Absolutely.
It's really it was really surprising how you could sit down and have a cigar with somebody, and then all of a sudden, like, nice deals are being made.
Yes.
Just like this right here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty
Absolutely.
sure if we was at a bar drinking, maybe it probably could have been the same thing,
Right.
but not
Right.
likely. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because
Right.
you're worried about the drinking, and
Right.
then you get inebriated, and maybe you're not thinking so clearly, or
Absolutely.
whatever the case may be.
Absolutely.
But I was just surprised, like, even with me starting the podcast, all of the guests have come from, of course, who I met at the Cigar Bank.
Yeah.
But not only that, but all the business professionals. They're not just people that are just
Right.
regular, like,
Right.
hey, I just work at the mall.
Right.
I'm coming in there. It's like, no, I'm the sheriff.
Right.
I'm running for mayor. I have
Right.
my own business and this and that. So on. And everybody wants to fellowship with somebody of that caliber
Absolutely.
within that spot. So
Absolutely.
it's really a dope thing to really get into smoking cigars, and then to find out, like, oh my God, so many professional people like smoking cigars, and
Yes.
they're willing to
Yes.
work with. And that's
Yes.
that's one thing that Andy was telling me just now when I was talking with her, like, how many cigar lounges there are in Atlanta. I didn't know that was that many, and a lot of them are black owned.
Yes.
And I was just like,
Yes.
wow, she was breaking down the whole political side of
Yep.
it and all that kind of stuff. So
Yes.
getting into that real quick, for you're mobile. So going to the different counties, and like, I know you say you haven't gotten any pushback from people that want you to bring your lounge to their event.
Yes.
But as far as like licenses and just the business side, the political side of it, have you gotten anybody who's just like, no, we don't want any of that around here? Or
I mean, in some instances, I did one particular event, and I had a vendor who did not want smoke around them.
Okay.
Right. Which is fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Everybody's not a fan of cigar smoke or smoking in general. But it's one of those things where, you just move with the punch. I can set up somewhere else, because no matter where I go, there's going to be a cigar person, and they're going to come to me.
Right.
Because, again, it's a sanctuary. So a lot of people seek out, like, if you go to, let's say, a music festival, and, you're actually looking for liquor. You're going to look for the liquor station. If you're looking for a cigar, you're going to find a cigar. So that's kind of how it is. It's like, the good thing about being mobile and being in this environment, I don't have to, like I said, it's not t-shirts. Like, a person's not going to walk by me and pass 10 t-shirt dealers, or they're not going to pass, 10 food vendors before they get to me. Generally, if I go to an event, it's like one or two, myself and maybe another cigar vendor. But, it's not tension, because we want both of us to be successful. And generally, we work together anyway.
Right.
So
Have you found, because I was wondering this maybe like a couple of years ago when I first got into it, and I don't know if it was because I got into smoking cigars, but have you noticed like cigars becoming more and more fashionable amongst the black community?
Oh, absolutely.
Because, when you think about cigars, you think about old fat white men that smoking cigars,
Yes.
Boss Hogg from Dukes of
Yes.
Hazzard kind of thing. But I'm seeing a lot more young black men and older black men who are I'm not saying they're ditching
Right.
smoking weed or anything like that, but they're in a much more mature mindset to where they
Yes.
just want to sit back and smoke a cigar, just kind of like
Yes.
I'm just chilling. But I'm finding it to become more and more fashionable, and also amongst women too.
Yes, absolutely.
That was the biggest surprise of me.
Absolutely.
Like, oh my god, like you smoke like,
Yes.
and they'll tell their story of their grandfather or dads or something like that got them into it. But have you found it like becoming a bigger thing within the black community, or has it always been there and we just haven't noticed it?
You know what? I think it's growing. So it's kind of like the cigarette. So when I grew up, cigarettes were huge, right? You saw it on TV ads, you
In
saw
the
it in movies and
all-
everything
yeah.
else. So cigarettes were king. And I think the transition to like vape pens and hookah and cigars is just where it's your mindset, your friends, like the people you hang out with. And I think because of the internet and other things, people are able to travel. So they're traveling more.
Let her know it was falling.
Your thing was falling. That's why I moved it over.
Yeah.
But I think people have, because of traveling, they realize that cigars are big in other cultures. So, a lot of people never dreamed about going to Colombia or Dominican
Right.
Republic, and they're going maybe on a yearly basis, and they're seeing people smoke cigars. And
Right.
in other countries, you wake up in the morning, smoke a cigar, get a coffee.
Right.
Kind of like going to Paris. If you go to Paris and you're having dinner or having lunch, people are drinking wine. But it's just it's a part of their culture.
Right.
So I think that has influenced a lot of it. And then I think that as people have expanded their palate to maybe whiskey and bourbon, they're like, I can pair it with a good cigar. And they're getting that knowledge. Whereas, with a cigarette, you're not necessarily going to pair that with a good,
you can't.
whiskey,
No.
bourbon or anything like that. So I think that has been a big influence. And then people are realizing that cigars, just like bourbon or a good tequila, it has different taste notes, right?
Right.
So depending on what you're feeling that day or, the notes you're looking for, you can get a great cigar, which you can't do that in a hookah.
No.
You can't do it. Well, a vape pen, it's going to be a sweet taste,
Flavor,
but
yeah.
but a cigar has a different element to it that I think people are gravitating to, and they should.
Yeah.
Because it's a whole different experience.
Yeah. Because I didn't realize, like, when you smoke a cigar, like each tier, like as you're smoking it, different flavors.
Yes. Yes.
You start tasting different flavors and stuff.
Absolutely. And it changes. So what a lot of people, especially newer people to cigars, don't realize that your first third, like when you smoke, your first third is going to taste different than your second third.
Right.
It's going to taste different than your third third.
Yeah.
So as you smoke it, the taste changes.
Yes.
Right. And it's an amazing experience because when you're smoking and then like you might be drinking that bourbon and you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
And it just hits you. You're like, okay, I want this. I love this combination.
And to this day, I can't remember what cigar it was, but it was, I want to say it was a Crazy Alice.
Okay.
I think it was a Crazy Alice, but it was at a barbecue a friend of mine was having, and I can't even remember what drink we was drinking, but I know it was alcohol. It wasn't anything. It was probably some type of wine or something like that. But the feeling that it gave me smoking the Crazy Alice, I want to say it was a Crazy Alice. I think it was in that line, and that drink that I was drinking gave me. At first, it was just like, just the cigar and
Right.
the drink. It was fine. It was cool. But then when I got, because the smaller ones, right, have a bigger punch to it.
Yep.
Once I got about halfway, I'm talking about I got this body high that
Right.
was
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. And I remember getting home, and I don't know where my wife was at the time, but maybe she was downstairs at school or I don't know. But all I know, this body high came over me. I was just like, I don't want to do nothing else.
Right.
But just lay here in the bed.
Yes.
And just like, I just want to feel this.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I was
Absolutely.
just like, whoa, that's what it's like.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
what it's like. And so after that, like, I've been on that trail of, let me see all the different type of
Yes.
cigars that can give me that feeling as well.
Yes. Absolutely.
But yeah, that's a really cool thing. So where are we going? I know you say you want to do an actual brick and mortar cigar lounge.
Yes.
So as of right now, like, where are we going with Ember and Oaks as a mobile cigar lounge? I know you say you're looking to staff up.
Yes. So
Right.
staff up, expand, hopefully franchise, and then go into that brick and mortar.
Yeah. You probably want to like have it because we had it leaning up against here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she moved it back.
She did.
So probably just wedge it in between there. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. But yeah, like staffing up and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And just franchise. That's my next goal.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Cool. So before we go, so what is your mindset when it comes? Because I know you said a little bit. You touched on it a little bit about you want to bring people on to actually have a passion for not just business but for cigars, or like what are you actually looking for?
So, a passion for cigars, because that's different. Like I said, it's not sales. This is about giving people a relaxing experience and pointing them in the right direction, right? So I want them to be passionate about cigars, about the lifestyle, understand what the lifestyle is, so that when you're doing a presentation or when you're helping somebody navigate cigars, they understand that you're there to help them, and they feel that in your presence, right? And then I want someone that that I want to say is dedicated, like they want to be here, like they want to grow. Yes. It's not part time or just something to do
just
on the
job
side,
just to make a little extra money. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's something they want to grow with, because I want to provide that growth.
And that's the thing that I noticed when I was working at the cigar bank was I had came to this revelation was that I'm not just an employee that we're not just selling people cigars.
Right.
We're concierge.
Yes.
Like we're here to, like you said, make people feel a certain type of vibe, a certain kind of way.
Exactly.
And I was surprised at how many people are intimidated when it comes to smoking cigars.
Yes.
Like we have a lot of people that come in there who they're interested. They want to ask questions, but their experience from before, I guess somebody made them feel less than, or like why are you asking me these type of questions?
Yes.
So they come in there a little bit intimidated, hesitant to ask questions until we kind of like warm them up, like, hey, well, what kind of
Exactly.
And then we've actually had a couple of people come in there just like, oh man, the place that I went to last time, they just act like they didn't even want to have anything to do with me.
Yes.
And I was just like, really? Like, and I've never known that.
Yes.
Because most cigar places that I go to, some of them just treat them like regular stores. You're just coming in to buy your cigar, and then you're going about your way. But other ones like really inviting, like, hey, what kind of, what I'm saying? They trying to engage you and have a conversation with you. So that's what you're looking for in the people that you work with as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's cool. So are you going to have like so this is your mobile spot?
Yes.
Are you going to have like any like what the propane heaters or anything like that for when it gets cold, or how do you do that?
Yeah, normally I do the fire. Normally I do the fire pits.
Okay.
But because it's not necessarily that cold today, but yeah, I do have heaters and other things.
Okay. Because that's what I was wondering when you said that. Like no, it's not a trailer or a truck or anything like that. Like it's outdoor. It's we build it outdoors, and I was just like, ooh, when it gets cold, it's gonna be it's gonna be hurting. It's gonna be biting out here pretty soon, man.
Right.
Okay. So when is the next event that you're doing?
Friday. I'm doing the Delta. So Delta Ops will be here at Crystal Lake.
Oh, okay.
And we'll be doing that event as well.
Okay. All right. Cool, man. So tell the people how to get in touch with you if they want to like come patronize with you or like follow you whenever there's like an event or something you're gonna be
Absolutely. You can follow us at ember.n.oak on Instagram and all your social media platforms, or reach out to us at emberandoak.shop online. And always, just call us at 404-425-9962 and reach us directly, and we'll set up your next event.
Okay. All right. Cool, man. Well, appreciate you. I know you're busy here at the event and stuff like that, man. But I want to say thank you for allowing me to come out. Not just to do the interview, but you was inviting yourself, like, hey man, come out to the event and see what's going on. Even when I was here for business starting out, I was just, okay, well, let me go ahead and set up and go ahead and get your interview. He's like, no, bro. No. Relax. Shaq is gonna be here, some celebrities gonna be here. Go around, get some videos, get some pictures, and then we'll do that when. So I was just like, oh, okay, so no pressure.
Right.
No pressure whatsoever.
That's what this life's about.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. Okay, well, appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Man, we're going to stay in touch, man.
Absolutely.
All right, cool.